Look out!
Wow, I can't believe everybody missed that.
20 wrecked me, guys. The 20 wrecked me plain as day. How bad is it, man?
Matt Kenseth is in the wall.
It, but it's not good.
And I don't know how badly he has backed in the fence.
He's got a lot of damage here on the left front, BP.
I see some damage on the left front.
Check out what happened. There's Tony. Wow, man, well, it doesn't get more blatant than that.
And look at this, up across the track. And a lot of guys with some heads-up driving.
Yeah, a lot of cars missed this wreck.
Oh, my goodness. Bobby Labonte getting by on the inside. We saw Mike Wallace go by on the outside. Dale Jarrett back in the 88.
How emotional is Tony Stewart? This is his onboard camera. A few minutes ago.
He evidently looked up and saw that he was on camera on the big screens around the racetrack and said, move the camera. Now we're going to leave pit road.
And NASCAR Race Control a moment ago told both these drivers, Matt Kenseth in the 17 and Tony Stewart in the 20, to settle down.
Well, you know, Kenseth should be hot. He's got a race car that's probably not capable of winning the Daytona 500 now because of that.
Black flag 17. Matt Kenseth will have to come to pit road.
This is so bizarre. Over halfway through the Daytona 500 2006, Tony Stewart makes one of the stupidest moves in racing history and takes out Matt Kenseth for no reason. He took out Matt Kenseth and was black flagged. Then Matt Kenseth went back out on the track and tried to mess with Tony Stewart and merged back up on the track too fast. Then he was black flagged. This was so ridiculous as these two drivers had some of the fastest cars that weekend at Daytona. And unfortunately for both of them, neither one of them were able to see it to the finish to get the finish they wanted, which was the checkered flag and a win in the Great American Race.
Get up, you can't start getting shaky. Oh, but you can watch the leaders in front of you make contact and keep gaining on them.
How about
Contact, leaning on each other.
Off track.
Sean
He's going to spin right in front of Ankrum. Which way is he going to go?
And those are teammates.
And if you're William Sawalich, you have to be on offense. If you're just trying to play defense, you're going to get past. He's got to try to attack here and get by Dean Thompson, as you see. Oh, a little retaliation, a lot of retaliation here.
Contact, now they're both in the sand trap, teammates.
As teammates, that's when it gets tricky here. I don't know that I like that there, Jamie.
I don't like it at all.
What a disgusting move by Sean Higurani. He took out his teammate Dean Thompson in payback in the ARCA series. Now that's even dumb in itself because ARCA doesn't mean as much as like the Cup series. But to get your revenge on a teammate, that makes the situation even worse. But his repercussions were pretty severe. He got suspended for one race, and the next race was Iowa. He got suspended for that one, and he was placed on probation for the entire year. You rarely see that now in NASCAR, but man, this is something that definitely was valid because his actions were disgusting on the racetrack. One of the biggest feuds in NASCAR in a long time is Ross Chastain versus Denny Hamlin. It lasted almost an entire season, and nowadays you never really see that. And it all started at Gateway when Ross Chastain early on in the race would overdrive the corner, hit Denny Hamlin in the rear, and send him in the wall. Hamlin's toe link would be broken, and that would effectively end his day. But it wouldn't effectively end his day entirely. He would get back out on the racetrack and block Ross Chastain all over the track. He actually did this so many times that he almost made Ross Chastain lose minimum speed. He would get revenge later at Pocono just a couple months later.
All over the back of Denny, and he finally just runs into him.
He definitely moved him. Probably frustration. He was door to door with him a lot of times, got under him several times, could not make the pass. He finally made the pass.
Here he is. Look how high Hamlin is. Remember, he was a car on the bottom, and he just ran Chastain up the racetrack, and then trouble ensued behind him.
Christopher Bell hits the wall as well. We see that in the top corner of the screen, a 20 car.
Yeah, Hamlin, you might want to know, is that retaliation? That's just Hamlin saying, look, I'm not giving you any room. You haven't given me any room. This is a race for...
Reddick not even close to the back of the 19. The 11 clears him, and now here comes Denny Hamlin to the inside for the lead through 1.
He runs the 5 wide, almost into the fence.
Up into the wall with the 5, and now the momentum behind them with the 19 of Mark Truex Jr. Larson loses the lead. Hamlin's out front.
Oh, we got a crash behind him into the tunnel turn. A big wreck. Hard lick.
That's Haley in the 31. And this is right. Yeah, this is right after coming to the yellow.
Yeah,
here.
this is after the yellow. Look at that. Wow. He is angry. So we'd like to see the restart to where we can watch Denny. He, in the middle of the corner, gets position on the 5, then just throttles up, really, and drives up the racetrack, carrying the 5 up the racetrack. We saw this before, but it was Ross Chastain on the outside last year. Again, the 5 hard into the wall. Literally almost the same exact scenario. He comes down the racetrack trying to slow Denny down.
If you want to know who the biggest villain is in NASCAR, it's Denny Hamlin. This dude is polarizing. He's wrecked Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, Ross Chastain, and likable drivers, and fans have been upset with him. Well, Hamlin walled Larson at the 2023 Pocono race and ended up picking up the win, and this didn't give him any favors with the fans. Brad Keselowski made basically the entire garage upset with him in 2014 after Charlotte. Him and Matt Kenseth got into it, him and Denny Hamlin got into it, and Tony Stewart was even furious with him, and he would back into Keselowski.
Now as the cars stack up at the entrance to the pit road, that's the hit Matt Kenseth was talking about. And while doing that, Keselowski runs into the back of Tony Stewart, so then this. From Tony Stewart's bumper camera. And on the cool-down lap, there was that.
Yeah, we were on that green-white checker. We had Brad behind us. We knew he was going to be aggressive because it's his only shot, but it's, he just ran right into us and knocked us up the racetrack, and I showed him his displeasure on the cool-down lap, and I brake checked him down the back stretch to give everyone the whole story, and then he tried to spin us out. Then we got to pit lane, and he just plowed into the 14 and the 20. His belts were off. And he ran into him, and then ran into us again coming on pit road. Then he went through the garage and did burnouts, and he knocked somebody's transmission clear through somebody else's pit stall. So he was just out of control. And
after the 2010 race at Atlanta, Kasey Kahne and Ryan Newman were pretty upset with each other. With just a handful of laps to go, Kasey Kahne and Newman were racing hard with each other, and they got each other almost wrecked. Newman was pretty upset with Kasey Kahne as he walked over to Kasey Kahne's car after the race and wanted to have a chat with him. No punches were thrown in this argument, but I bet Kasey Kahne thought twice next time he raced Ryan Newman extremely hard like this.
Might not be happy about it. Well, we'll keep an eye on it, but oh, he's I think he's not happy at all about it. Oh yeah, he's letting them know. Good call there, Andy. And we told you we'd keep a camera on this because Ryan and Kasey are going to have a discussion. Remember, these guys go back to days when they were running sprints and midgets. Ryan's smiling, but Casey's not.
Yeah, they both kind of got a beef there.
And I think what Ryan's trying to tell him, he was really just trying to give him a push by the car, a little nudge down the back straightaway, but hit him a little too hard, and of course Casey's not understanding that.
While that continues, let's check in with Jamie Little.
45, Kara really messed up Noah right there.
Oh, contact again. Josh Perry in the 8.
No. Slammed into the side of him, and he spins, sends Karam into the wall.
What a move by that yellow car of Jones to miss the wreck, and here comes the rest of the field.
They can't see. It's smoke and dust all the way across. More coming in too fast, and more contact.
A huge impact to Tyler Reddick in that 48.
Drivers going into this corner and contact again. And now, see this contact, they're banging into each other off the racetrack. And now Noah, I don't know if he had a mechanical issue or just hung a right in frustration, and that started this massive crash behind.
At the time, Noah Gragson looked to be the newest driver on the block that could win in anything, at any track, at any given time. But he made some mistakes, and it was pretty bad. At Road America, he intentionally wrecked Sage Karam, and this would ensue a massive crash behind him, almost injuring Brandon Brown in the process. Noah Gragson was fined, placed on probation, and lost multiple points due to this accident. Noah Gragson let his emotion get the best of him as he intentionally wrecked Sage Karam, and I don't think he will ever do that again. What a difference a year can make. In 2020, Kevin Harvick was celebrating at Bristol, and in 2021, he was furious at Chase Elliott. When battling hard for the lead against Chase Elliott, he slid up into Elliott's door, cutting his tire. Elliott was extremely upset with Harvick, and once he would complete his pit stop to repair the damage, he would go right back out on the track and aero block Kevin Harvick for the next 30 laps, costing Kevin Harvick the win. This win would ultimately help Kevin Harvick launch his playoff run, but ultimately he never got that. After the race, he was extremely upset with Elliott as he chased him down pit road, got out of the car, and wanted to fight him.
Into the next round, and look at these two on pit road.
And quickly getting the helmet off. Both drivers climbing out quickly. Harvick keeps his helmet on.
Kevin Harvick, of course, not happy with Chase Elliott, so let's start there. What was the conversation between you and Chase after the race?
I just told him, it was kind of a chicken shit move that he did there at the end. We're racing for the freaking win at Bristol. We're 3 wide in the middle, and he throws a temper tantrum like I was just trying to get the lead and racing hard. And then he pulls up in front of me and just sits there until I lose the whole lead. So, just hate it for our Subway Ford Mustang team. To be able to lose a race like that. I watched him let the 24 go by, and then anytime you run into him, it's a problem. So they can boo all they want. I don't care.
How much of this is compounded by the fact that you were so close to winning and to have it slip away, but then also what happened when he went by you again?
Yeah, well, I lost so much there, and then when I got behind the car, I kept getting tied off the corner, and I couldn't run my line. So. God damn it. I'm ready to rip somebody's freaking head off. It's Bristol, baby.
The 2022 season saw Sam Mayer and Ty Gibbs get after each other at Martinsville as fists were flying down pit road. But even last year, it even happened at Watkins Glen. Ty Gibbs, as the Cup Series driver, would go down in the Xfinity Series and try to race for the win. Sam Mayer would ultimately dump him in turn number 1 and ended up winning the race, and had his post-race interview attacking Ty Gibbs.
So you're just calling that an accident, a racing incident?
Yeah, that's an accident, but I think everyone can agree that it's okay for an Xfinity Series regular to win this race.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That is Sam Mayer. Let's get the other perspective. Dylan Welch.
Ross Chastain has easily been one of the most polarizing race car drivers on the racetrack in today's world. You either really like him or you probably can't stand the way he drives. Well, Noah Gragson had had enough of how Ross Chastain drove as he got put in the wall by Chastain at Kansas. He walked down to Chastain's car to have some words with him, but it wasn't long enough until Chastain threw the first punch as Noah Gragson just tugged on Chastain's fire suit.
There were some issues here. Watch the 20 and the 15 leaving here.
I'm trying to think really why Tony's mad at the 15 car Paul Menard right now. Menard beat him out. Pretty fair and square. And he's hitting him again right now. Bam, another time. Hey, don't these guys are getting frustrated. The chase for the championship is already starting to heat up right now. Hey, Tony's not done with him right yet. Let's get in here and, oh my gosh, give him another whack right there. Now, why he would tear his own car up, I have no idea.
Alan?
You know, we talked about the tight confines down here on pit road, guys, and Paul Menard is pitted in the spot in front of Tony Stewart. Well, Paul, trying to be cautious and not run over a couple of his crew guys, didn't pull all the way up in his pit box, so Tony, who came in ahead of Paul, had to back up and go around him, and that's when you saw Menard pull out of his pit box and jump out in front of Tony. So Tony was a little upset that he had to stop and back up when he should have been ahead of, you know, how all that works, Rusty.
A driver in NASCAR that was never able to keep his cool that well was Tony Stewart. Even on pit road, he would get upset with drivers. And in 2007 at Dover, he was upset with Menard. Paul Menard, he was exiting his pit stall, and Tony Stewart just didn't like it. He would bump Paul Menard on pit road, and then get beside him on the exit pit road and bang fenders with him on the apron. Tony Stewart was actually told by NASCAR that he needed to lay off and calm down.
Which is a good way of trying to break the line of the fellow behind you. It's just a... Here's Waltrip, keeps him straight, but he keeps on tapping. Now Waltrip on the inside. Side by side. Down to the inside.
Oh!
4 cars, there it goes.
There's Bo 9 into the fence. Joe Rutman spins around. Who's going to win the race? Where's Kyle Petty? Darrell Waltrip's alongside of him.
There's the hook. Bang.
Earnhardt came down, caught the right rear of Darrell's car. There's Darrell Waltrip's Chevrolet, and it is torn up.
Gone away.
It's stalled on the back straightaway. It can't go any farther.
The man in black, the Intimidator, whatever you want to call him, Dale Sr. is definitely well liked by fans. But back when he was at the top of his game in his career, he definitely got a lot of boos. These two instances right here show why he got boos. Taking out Texas' Terry Labonte for the win at Bristol, and right-hooking Darrell Waltrip at Richmond, and he actually ended up breaking Waltrip's ribs in this horrific accident, and he didn't even pick up the win at Richmond. Besides these 2 times, though, I can't think of another time Dale Sr. really did take out somebody for the win. He's always known for his aggressive driving, and that is so. But to think that he took out somebody for the win every week is just something not true.
Boy, this is going to
move to the top lane.
Going to have to be quick. Going to have to be quick.
Almirola up to cover. Dylan, where will
Dylan's
he go?
Going to get there.
Oh, into Almirola. Around he goes. And here it comes with the number 3, 20 years ago. 20 years of trying for Earnhardt. He won the Daytona 500. Austin Dillon wins the 60th running of the Great American Race.
Final lap in overtime and led only 2 laps in his first win, averaging 17th today. This is where he pushes Almirola, taps him from the back out of the way. You heard him reference in his post-race comments. Clean or not?
Well, Chris.
Austin Dillon wrecks Eric Almirola to win the Great American Race, the Daytona 500. In one of the most dirtiest moves possible I've ever seen somebody win the Great American Race, Austin Dillon definitely takes the cake. Down the backstretch, he has a run on Almirola, and instead of trying to pass him, he just hooks him and spins him out into the wall. Austin Dillon would pick up the win in the 3-car and ultimately pick up another controversial win.
Oh, trouble, front straightaway. Hard in the wall goes Hamlin. Chase Elliott.
Hard impact for Denny Hamlin.
That was a savage crash right at the start-finish line.
The inside of Chase. Gets loose. You see him lift out of the gas. The flames crowded Chase, got into him. They saw some retaliation there.
Or did Keselowski get into the left rear corner of Elliott there?
I got right rear hooked in the middle straight away.
Did you think there was any kind of retaliation there, or what was the deal? What led to that?
Yeah, it's a tantrum, and he shouldn't be racing next week. Right rear hooks are absolutely unacceptable. I don't care. It's the same thing Bubba Wallace did with Kyle Larson. The exact same. He shouldn't be racing. It's a tantrum.
Never in my life did I ever think I'd see robot sandpaper personality Chase Elliott do instant chicken on Denny Hamlin. This is one of the worst moves I've ever seen Chase Elliott pull on the racetrack. He's pulled a lot of stupid moves on the racetrack, but this is by far the highest and most stupidest move he's ever done. This, in my opinion, was the darkest time in Kyle Busch's career. Kyle Busch was always racing the Truck Series and the NASCAR Nationwide Series at the time. Nobody liked him for it, and to make matters worse, he would get involved in the championship contention of Ron Hornaday. He would crash out Hornaday early during the Texas race with only a couple races left to go in the season. This ultimately ended Hornaday's chance at winning the championship. This was horrible.
Ooh, close, wide into turn 4. That moves Kyle Busch all the way up the racetrack. He has to catch it before he gets to the wall. And Hornaday catches the wall.
Caution's out, caution's out.
Caution is going to come out. Both drivers trying to get by. Looked like the 17 of Timothy Peters. They slid up the racetrack, and now Kyle Busch not happy at all.
It's all good, dude.
And Kyle Busch is going to turn the 33 into the wall. Our championship contender Hornaday in the wall.
Well, Kyle Busch should be parked for this race and maybe the rest of the season for that. Holy cow, I can't believe he did
Championship
that.
contender Ron Hornaday hard into the wall. Kyle Busch sends him in.
You all right? You know, we saw him playing games like that at Martinsville, but we're running over 180 miles an hour here.
Window net down on the 33 of Hornaday.
Is able to 22 to catch him.
Here comes the 22. He's closed the gap all over the back bumper now as they've caught this slower traffic. And around goes the 20, sideways in front of the 22. Kansas slides. Caution comes out. He'll see the white flag one more time around. Martin Truex Jr. on the inside, looking for his first short track win, as well as a trip to Miami to try to defend his championship. The 2017 champion, will he get the bumper? Yes, he does. Here comes Logano. Logano on the inside, a drag race, they're sideways, and it's going to be Logano getting the win.
If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe button down below. Also, if you've liked this video, I'm pretty sure these videos will catch your eye also.